Nigel Farage joining us right now. The man, I think, got all of this populace all going as we're watching all of this because it was with Brexit and your instrumental role in that, getting Britain out of the European Union. You'd always stress that it wasn't leaving Europe, it was just leaving that, I think you put a god-awful union that started this god-awful protest against establishments everywhere. So this is all you're doing, I guess. Nigel, welcome.
Well, thank you, and I'd love to think that. I would like to think I've played a small part. I mean, normally what happens is the UK follows American trends. I would like to think that Brexit kind of set the path and gave a bit of inspiration to Team Trump and to ordinary voters, because the message from Brexit was, if the ordinary folk go out and vote, bother to make the effort, then you can topple the establishment. We did it in the United Kingdom, you've done it here, and I have to say, listening to Trump's speech today, this is a political revolution and it's very exciting.
All right, I just want to listen, if I can. Donald Trump is commenting and sending a little few zingers Chuck Schumer's way here. Let's listen again into this and I'll go right to you.
Thank you. Good pen. It's a good one.
This is what a lot of people are going to want, John Kelly.
Oh, yeah, he's a good one.
Good man. He's a good man.
Chuck, you're going to put the cap on it. You're going to get your shirt stained.
This guy will help me hammer in a nail.
Yeah, I know. I'm always helping someone.
John Kelly.
No, just pull it off.
Pull it off.
Ryan, you should get something here,
Yes,
right? John Kelly. That's a very non-contact.
Close it, Ryan, so it get stained.
You getting some more pens back there? This is fun.
These are...
Oh, Dan Cook. So who's...
It's an equal number for the cap.
I think Dan. I think Dan is...
Vice President should get Coke.
I think Dan is a good man, right?
I'll get to it.
All right, there are a number of documents that he is signing. I told you, you might notice it looks like 2 bins of pens. I don't know whether they're long or what have you. But there's a reason for that as well, that every time a president signs a document, uses a pen, gives that pen to one of those who are instrumental in the things he's signing, that it just carries more cachet. And those pens, and he gives them back out to the crowd behind him, they invariably frame the pen, save the pen, or that's some historical significance, even though it was one of about 400 used on that day. I exaggerate to make the point that this is part of political theater. This is part of the process of being the President of the United States and signing stuff, especially stuff that will, as the day ensues, undo a lot of the stuff his predecessor did. Nigel Farage, back to you. George Soros is out on the wires, sir, saying Theresa May, the Prime Minister, won't last, and that Donald Trump is a would-be dictator. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, Soros has had some big victories economically in his life, but politically, last year, he was a big loser. He does not accept that fundamental changes occurred. He thinks Brexit and Trump are merely blips, and that we'll go back to this idea that we as nation states don't control our borders and give away the ability to make our laws. Soros is wrong. I think 2016 marks an absolute pivot point in global history, and I expect this revolution to continue through 2017.
You know, much like what happened in your country, he is already getting blasted by the mainstream media for his remarks as being divisive. I don't know why that should surprise a lot of folks, that he promised to be essentially a bull in the china shop. He ran as that in the election, and now he's going to govern that way. But talk that he is going to undo a lot of executive orders on the part of President Obama, and the establishment is already reeling at that. What do you make of that, Nigel?
Well, you know, he is going to be true to his word, Neil. He campaigned as a radical. He campaigned for change, and there is going to be change. And yeah, I mean, just look at the faces of the people on the stage, the political class and former presidents. I mean, when he was speaking, they all looked like they were sucking a lemon. So yeah, you know, the establishment here in Washington is in for a very major shock. What Trump will do is he will hold true to his voters. And do you know something? That's called democracy. The point of democracy is we can vote every few years to change direction. This country just changed direction in a very big way.